How Adidas is using a psychological theory that you've never heard of to knock Nike off the sneaker throne. So Nike's been on the struggle bus recently, even firing their CEO while Adidas has been crushing it. Their business is booming, and if you look around, you'll notice more cool people are wearing Adidas shoes than any time in recent memory. So how did we get here? Both brands try to avoid becoming stale by keeping customers interested with new products, but they've gone about it in drastically different ways. Nike's MO has been to drive a sense of scarcity via their sneakers app and extremely hard to obtain designer collabs. Adidas, meanwhile, has used a little-known psychological idea, the theory of optimal novelty, to release a steady stream of products which are both new and relevant. The theory of optimal novelty says that people are drawn to products which balance familiarity and novelty. A product that's too familiar is perceived as boring or basic, while one that's too novel feels off-putting. Essentially, our brains are happiest when products, experience, or even music hit a sweet spot where things are different enough to be new and interesting without being so different that they're alienating or confusing. Now, if you think back to a few years ago, chunky sneakers were everywhere, but tastemakers were starting to gravitate towards lower profile, thinner soled shoes, including the Samba. You can even see where the Google search volume starts to pick up right here. Adidas knew that they had something, and the steps that they took next have proven to be pure business genius. They knew that if they put all their eggs in that one basket, the classic black and white Samba, it would quickly get overplayed and the run would be over. So instead of just pushing that classic Samba, they thought, how can we introduce new models which are similar enough to the Samba to feel familiar, but also different enough to feel interesting? How many ways can we hit that sweet spot of optimal novelty? If you go to an Adidas store or check out their website, the answer turns out to be a lot. They've got the Samba, the Gazelle, the Handball Special, the Japan, and more, each in a multitude of color options. They're also riffing on each of these models, offering options which are stripped down, beefed up, and in special fabrics and textures. The most important thing with all of these is that they're different from that classic Samba without being too different. Adidas has laid out a set of stepping stones to walk along, always making sure there are new options in that optimal zone of novelty for all types of customers. There's something for the late adopter who wants to play it safe, something for the early adopter on their fourth pair who wants something unique, and something for everyone in between. When you contrast this with Nike's assortment, the difference is glaring. The options that Nike's pushing the hardest are very differentiated from each other, haven't been updated in years, and the attempts that they've made to riff on these models are pretty weak. They also aren't really standing behind anything that fits the mold of the low-profile, organically shaped shoe popular in fashion circles right now. Nike's essentially giving most customers two options. Either get the same exact shoe that everyone else has been wearing, which is too boring, or get something totally new and out there, which is too novel. They're not providing well-designed options in that optimal zone of novelty. I'm gonna drop a part 2 on what I think Nike should do to pull out of this rut, so if this tickles your brain as much as it does mine, keep an eye out for that.